Welcome to Friday Night Party Line. Tonight on the show, we've got ScoJo. Hey, ScoJo.
Hi. How's it going?
How you doing, man?
Surviving. I have no work until the new year. So it's kind of
What are you on a gift week?
pretty much I didn't do anything fun this year. So I had a lot of vacation.
What I'm hearing is you've got a bunch of vacation time accrued.
Yeah, and they only let me carry over a week, which I've been carrying over for the last 10 years. So I have to burn all the rest.
Jesus.
And, so I'm just sitting around for the week.
So you're gonna be using it for MagFest then? Some of it?
Well, MagFest occurs the week after the everything resets. So I will be using new vacation for that. So really, well, technically I am, because a lot of my time is going to be reading comics to get caught up on Marvel, so I can do the panel that I'm going to run there.
And we also have Churba. Hey, Churba.
Hey, what's going on?
Everything's going all right. Heating up down there for you?
Oh yes, got the air conditioner on today, that's for sure. Well, for at least the length of the show, then it's back to the heat.
Oh, man. It's actually starting to cool off. Today it was like 42, which is kind of ridiculous for Los Angeles.
That's
oh,
about
you're
how,
a sook.
42 was the temperature it was here, and it's like a high, like oh my god, it's a heat wave.
No, you know what? For me, like, I go outside, I'm like, oh man, this is great. I feel wonderful. This is fantastic, because my body's thermals were, basically got used to New England temperatures. So when it gets actually nice and cool over here, I'm like, oh right, yes, energy, bring it, let's go.
Yeah,
so.
42 is about the temperature here too. Just we use real degrees.
Oh, excuse
Actually,
me, Mr. Celsius Princess.
Tomorrow is going to be close to 60 here, which is crazy for this time of year.
I don't know, like, I only bother looking at how low it's getting. I don't bother looking at anything else. Because it's like, whatever.
Also, it is not 42 Celsius in this exact location. That is not hit here yet, but further to the southwest, it certainly is. Like, I wouldn't have to drive that far to hit that kind of a temperature.
That's so fun.
Fun times. Fun times for Churbas.
Yes.
Let's see. Today, we got like I don't know. I can't get the stupid weather. Whatever. I went to.
I thought we were transitioning off there, and you're like,
no, I'm just looking at the weather. No, looking at the weather. It's getting towards the end of the year.
Friday night meteorology line.
Man, did you see that cold front coming in from the north? I know it's gonna cause some hella precipitation on the East Coast.
It's gonna rain. It's raining.
It's raining. It's raining men. Corollary: let the bodies hit the floor.
I was just thinking, let me build a spiked steel umbrella.
Spiked steel umbrella? That's gonna get heavy pretty quick.
Well, yeah. But it's raining men, so I feel like it's worth it.
Yeah, but the bodies aren't just going to bounce off. They're going to get stuck. So what you're going to end up having is like the entire weight of a person.
That's why you run it like a beach umbrella, where it's got the long shaft on it that you stick on the floor.
Do you walk around when it's normally raining with a beach umbrella? Is that how you handle precipitation?
No, but it doesn't normally precipitate whole humans. You have to be prepared for these special circumstances.
I'm glad you've planned ahead for this event.
Just a brief aside on weather. Have you seen that What the Forecast app where it gives you like snarky forecasts?
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's hilarious.
It's a pretty good one.
Well, speaking of forecasts, a lot of people in Los Angeles were looking up to the sky tonight and they thought there was a UFO.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, literally, I'm looking at something on my Facebook feed right now that's saying, that better have been Santa in the sky. If not, well, Captain, we're humped.
Isn't your state still on fire?
Yes.
Like,
very much so.
There's been, like, a tree exploding across the sky.
Well, typically when trees explode, they don't rocket into the sky.
They don't?
No?
I feel like they
Man,
could.
what special breed of eucalyptus do you guys have over there? Good Christ.
Obviously the fun kind.
Firework eucalyptus. Koala riding.
Oh, you should see what happens to a eucalyptus tree when it gets hit by lightning. It's fucking very impressive.
Eucalyptus lightning. There's got to be a video of it.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, there's a cleaning agent called... No? Well, never mind, I guess. Alright, well, anyways. Yeah, so there were people, you know, there was an unidentifiable flying object in the sky, which was very quickly identified as the, as a SpaceX rocket launch. And it made some very interesting pitches over here. Let me move this here so I don't have to... There we go. Made some very interesting pictures, going on. looking very spacey.
I feel like, you know what Google should do? They should, if you like write in, is this a UFO or something like that, it should just give you like the, you know, rocket launch history for the last couple days. Like,
yeah,
FYI,
probably.
There was a
We
rocket
have the
launch.
Ventura County Sheriff Department, who is probably very busy helping the fire department with the fires, taking the time to tweet out, nope, there's a rocket launch from Vandenberg. That's what you saw in the sky. No cause for concern. My thoughts, a likely story.
North Korea.
Aliens.
It's always
Aliens. Yeah. What do you got in here, Churba? You tossed a link in there for the Tesla Roadster heavy launch. Oh, Churba, tell us about this.
Tell us about the fact that Elon Musk is an idiot who doesn't know anything about rocketry.
Okay,
Who is sending his incredibly expensive, like plus $100,000 toy into orbit just to be as fucking extra as possible because Elon Musk is the world's richest basic bitch?
Well, if he's a basic bitch, how is he being extra? Anybody?
Victor, you are not up to date on modern slang, are you?
I thought if you're a basic bitch, you're not extra.
These two things are not mutually exclusive. One can be
I thought
extra
they
without
were.
being personally extra. No, they're not.
So,
I thought-
is this
all
one
right.
of those reorbital rockets?
Yeah,
It's the
supposed
Falcon Heavy.
Yeah, it's supposed
Yeah,
to be
no,
a
that's
heavy payload launch.
But it's supposed to like be able to come back down, I assume? Like,
Basically, yeah, they're sticking a dummy payload on it, then I presume releasing the payload, and then obviously so that it doesn't drift back to Earth, I'd say.
The dummy
And then,
payload
you
in
know.
this case will be an original Tesla Roadster, which will apparently be perpetually playing Space Oddity on a
Are
billion-year.
you sure?
That's what it says, isn't it? The payload
yeah,
will be an
it
original
did
Tesla
say-
Roadster.
Did say
Says
it
it
was
right
gonna
there.
be, yeah, playing Space Odyssey
Oddity
no,
on a
hold on.
on a
billion-year
billion-year
elliptic Mars orbit.
orbit. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
A
he's
red
saying
car
it's
for a
his
red
Midnight
planet.
Cherry Tesla Roadster, but it doesn't say that it's an original.
The article you linked to says that.
Do you want me to read it to you, Victor, if you want to take a fucking tone?
Quote, the payload will be an original Tesla Roadster playing Space Odyssey on a billion-year elliptic Mars orbit, Musk wrote in the Post, which he titled A Red Car for the Red Planet.
Quote Elon Musk, payload will be my cherry Tesla Roadster playing Space Oddity. Destination is Mars orbit, will be in deep space for a billion years or so if it doesn't blow up on ascent.
So we're both right, is what I'm hearing here.
Okay, guys, just whip it out.
Did you get a message there, Chirps?
Oh, I did, yes.
So I assume
Oh,
this is
and the
stuff-
fact Also, the fact that the photo from Musk's own account that shows a Roadster being prepared for the cargo capsule is the new Roadster, not the old Roadster.
Look, I mean, it says here, right in here, it will be look, in the Instagram, in his Instagram, the payload will be an original Tesla Roadster.
Look at the photo, Victor. Does that look like an original Tesla Roadster? Does that look like a shittily converted fucking Lotus Elise?
No, but but that could be a picture of a Roadster being put in there for fitting before he puts his own in there.
They're different sizes.
What
Like
do you
completely
want from
different
me?
sizes.
The text of the post is what I'm going off of here. Either way, it's going to be a very pretty, very expensive, very heavy car being put into a Mars orbit. You think if it goes out of orbit and crashes into the Curiosity rover, he'll pay the insurance?
Probably not. He'll probably find some way to blame it on someone else. He'll probably find some random fucking customer who has a suspension issue and blame it all on them as part of the grand anti-Tesla conspiracy.
Musk is a old Muskie.
Fucking nutcase.
Old Muskie. While he is pretty much single-handedly pushing forward the space race, as it were. Dude is to call him eccentric would be a generous statement.
Yeah, he kind of got a brilliant cell phone in the other day, though, which I can appreciate.
Oh, yeah?
So, he said something about public transport while he was... what's his name? I can't remember the name of the event he was on stage for, sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
But he said something about public transport and then about Hyperloop and something else. And someone who has like a PhD in essentially public transport turned around and took a bit of exception and was like, that's a dumb thing to say, really. I mean, come on, guys. And Musk took exception to that in turn, turned around and called this guy an idiot, and then when he got called out for calling an expert in the field an idiot, then kind of got a little bit more angsty about it. Like, from that point, saying, I would only call someone an idiot if people were mistakenly under the impression that the person was smart. Idiots can be very dangerous when they seem smart, but aren't, as some policymakers may get fooled. That's what really bothered me about human cat meme / transit expert in air quotes. First of all, he is a transit expert. Second of all, literally everything else there applies so directly to Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Especially the part where it's like, having some policymakers maybe be fooled, considering that Elon Musk was part of the President's Advisory Council. And also, you know, that he's not actually that smart, but people think he is.
All right. Much as I'd love to I mean, as much as Churba would love to continue ragging on Elon Musk and Tesla, and
SpaceX a bit.
And SpaceX, you know, and sure as shit, I love going along for the ride, because, Churba, you're entertaining as hell.
I mean, what kind of idiot puts a fucking heavy, unbalanced load on a rocket cargo capsule as a fucking test, when that's not even a condition that's going to happen in the fucking thing when you're doing it for real? I mean, you strap shit down. You balance it. What are you doing? Start.
But anyways, Big thing happened this past week. The FCC passed a FCC pushed through ScoJo, correct me if I'm wrong, because you probably know a bit more about this than I do. In fact, I can pretty much guarantee most people know a bit more about this than I do. That the FCC went through and they changed the categorization of internet service providers to not being under title, I think it's Title II of the carriers thing.
Yeah, I believe you're correct. I don't have FCC codes.
Yeah, I feel less and less correct with every word that comes out of my mouth. Churba, are you frantically pulling up a source for this as well?
No, actually.
Okay.
I'm responding to a text message.
No,
I'm meant to be at a Christmas party an hour and a half ago.
Oh. Okay.
I figure I'd just let Victor, just hang out there and try to...
Yeah, thanks. So the Federal Communications Commission voted on Thursday to dismantle the rules regulating the businesses that connect consumers to the internet. Not this Thursday, but last Thursday. They scrapped the net neutrality regulations that prohibited broadband providers from blocking websites or charging for higher quality service or certain content. So the federal government will no longer be able to regulate high-speed internet delivery as if it was like a utility, like a phone service. This essentially undid what the Obama administration put into place. To basically prevent things like Comcast saying, "Hey, Netflix, that's a nice web service you've got there. Shame if something were to slow it down." So
pretty much.
Yep, pretty much.
Or a new company comes up and they go, "Huh, well, I guess you have to pay this extra giant fee, or we won't give you prioritized access to our bandwidth."
Well, we'll make you very slow.
Yeah, we'll make you very slow.
Very slow indeed.
Now, yeah, it is. It's. Oh man, where to start on that one?
Well, let's start from one of the most salient points. A lot of people thought that once they did this, it was sort of game over, but that is 100% not the case.
No, yeah.
Congress still has to do stuff to make this actually bite.
On top of that, local states are putting forward net neutrality rules.
Yeah. Although Congress what Congress is seemingly trying to do is trying to prevent that as well.
Well, that's pretty typical of Republicans.
Bastards.
Those states' rights people.
Oh, wow, yeah. States' right. Imagine.
It's like as soon as they do something that they don't like, no longer in the states' rights anymore.
States' rights, so long as it is convenient for them.
Exactly.
Is what it is apparently.
But yeah, so Congress has to do something. Will that happen? Will Trump sign it at the end of it? Will Trump understand what's actually going on? Or will he just say, "Oh, Obama liked net neutrality, so we should get rid of it," and not pass anything? It's
really bad. Hurting businesses, hurting people, not good, sucks, loser deal, going away.
Exactly. Yeah, beyond that, I don't know. Depends on what they can do, how much people can complain. I mean, at this point, the Republicans should probably think about doing something that doesn't piss everybody off.
Yeah, I mean, and this is one of the bigger things. Like a lot of red states are trying very hard to bring, for example, new businesses, modern era businesses, to their states. I'm talking like a lot of the flyover states, as it were. And a lot of them are trying to attract tech companies. That is going to be a problem if they're on one hand trying to attract tech companies and on the other hand saying, net neutrality, maybe don't need it. So, I want this to bite them. I want it to bite them really hard in the ass.
So I would assume any sort of law that needed to go through Congress that would get rid of state action would probably need to break a filibuster. So you'd probably need 60 votes. So you're going to have to get 8 Democrats to go along with whatever rule you put forward. And being that not all the Republicans are big net neutrality fans, or against net neutrality, I would say it's probably not going anywhere.
There, in terms of here in the California Assembly, there were 2 California assemblymen who voted for, who voiced their opinions and wanted to get rid of net neutrality, which is bonkers, but I don't think, I mean, with enough money being thrown their way, which of course money will be thrown their way, I don't think it would be too much of a stretch to see a Democrat flipping on this. Although that's entirely contingent on how much noise is made about it. So.
I'm always highly suspect that any Democrat out of Philadelphia is gonna do whatever Comcast wants, because Comcast is based in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But
like all the other major studios in here are, all the major content producers are over here. They would love net neutrality to go away.
Yeah, companies like Comcast are really confusing because they as you saw when they went to push it, they took that statement off their website. But then I was also greeted by Twitter advertisements from Comcast saying that Comcast actually didn't want to get rid of net neutrality, and I was kind of like, all right, they're really trying to be conflicting information here. So I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, where they are, obviously they would win out big if net neutrality went away. So I always assume that they would, businesses have to do what's in their interest generally. If you're a publicly traded company, because you have to do what gets you the best return for your stockholders.
Yep.
And Churba's really typing away.
Yeah, he's going at it.
Just firing messages back and forth because I don't have much to say on this. So.
It doesn't directly affect you in any meaningful way.
Well, it very much does, but I don't really have anything to say that you pair aren't saying already. So,
okay.
Well, I'll let you do my work for me.
What's Australia's laws on this?
We don't really have any established or codified laws, but it's pretty much we have net neutrality by default. However, we don't, like the US, we don't have, well, it's more of an assumption than an actual thing. But anyway, we don't really have any control over other countries with it, and since most of our internet links go back to America and are bought from major American companies, we are affected by this much more directly than a lot of other countries, because, a lot of other countries aren't just buying the hard lines direct, because it's the only way we get any internet.
I would think that Australia would have the bulk of its hard lines going to Asia.
No.
Huh.
Our biggest, highest bandwidth lines, like our big, what's his name? Not trunks, our big undersea cables.
Piccolo. Yeah.
They go to America.
Huh.
Like, the first ones were between here and the States. We might have smaller ones to Asia now, but our main links are all still through the US rather than through Asia.
Figure you go through, Singapore or something.
South Korea.
Would be fucking nice, considering they've got better internet.
Are you guys still, usually on, bandwidth, limits for downloading and stuff?
Yes and no. My provider here, sent me not quite a letter, not quite a postcard, somewhere in between. Kind of like a postcard that folds in half into its own envelope. Not quite a pamphlet either. But, a thing. They sent me a thing on a bit of stiff paper that basically just said, hey, by the way, you now have unlimited bandwidth cap. Have fun. I'm like, alright, great. But, bandwidth caps are still very common here. Oh, and the NBN, which I've spoken about before, has the rollout and progress on that has been halted again, because it turned out that a lot of people were not happy with the fact that they were getting forced to use the NBN, and then the NBN was slowing everything down worse than their old connections.
So this is the NBN is the connection, is the the
National Broadband
government-
Network.
Yeah, the one that was not the original plan that everybody liked, but the one that replaced it for no reason.
The crappy, obsolete one that was
Right.
basically just a political move by the Liberal Party.
Yep, there you go.
Also, the only liberals on the planet, I believe, that are justified in having the leftists own them. Yes, that's right. Political things.
Political things.
So, I mean,
J Bance, just completely unrelated. J Bance says in the chat, Victor, you're one of those weirdos that wears shorts in the winter, aren't you? No, I wear jeans year round. So there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well,
wear-
does it
you
count
never
as
wear-
jeans when they're jean shorts?
yeah.
I don't wear jorts. That's crazy, Tom.
Hey,
Does it count when they're Daisy Dukes?
I don't have the legs to pull off Daisy Dukes.
I do.
so wait. Oh man, I was gonna go this other direction, but wait, Victor, you wear long pants in L.A. like
Yeah.
all the time?
I don't wear shorts. Are you crazy? I got bicyclist legs. I'm not gonna do that.
Jesus. I would die. I need to be like at least amount of clothing on when it's hot.
No. Long pants all year round. No deviation, except
So-
for being like in the pool or going
Anyway,
to the beach.
there's a
Anyways.
kind of a tangent point on net neutrality and cable companies like Comcast. Like, I don't think net neutrality would be enormously problematic if places like Comcast didn't own a bunch of media on their own.
Yeah,
and-
and that's sort of the problem. Yeah.
So the thing is long term though, if you think about it, if they actually did start to push their stuff and say like, oh, this is like, we're going to make this easy free to access and make this other stuff harder. I mean, I think they would get regulated quickly. Like there would be a very big outcry, especially with places where you only have like one option. So I'm wondering if this will be like a kind of a shooting in the foot where
I don't know. Like I could see it very easily going back to the way the internet was when it first started becoming commercially available. You could access certain things through your internet service provider, and you can't do it certain ways, and we'll end up back with AOL keyword, Game of Thrones.
See, yeah, I mean the biggest problem is a lot of them have a local monopoly, where else are you gonna go, right?
Right.
But I feel like eventually, if somebody really decided to be very,
Evil.
mean, I feel like we would get net neutrality laws back pretty quick. I'm not as concerned necessarily long term as I am just in the short term. I feel like, plus, I'm pretty sure in about a year there's going to be elections and a bunch of people are going to switch up and we might get some laws.
Yeah, maybe the pendulum will swing all the way in the other direction, and municipal internet for everybody. Yay!
Yeah, I mean that's what Democrats pretty much want, right? Like some sort
That's
of
the hope.
local public option.
Yep.
Man, did you guys actually discuss like Disney and Fox?
No, I was actually going to bring that up because it's such it ties in so well with the vertical integration and the consolidation of major industry players.
Actually, we didn't talk about that because there was no show last week.
Yep. I was at a party.
Yeah. I was
Yeah, no.
hugging my dog, and that's about it.
But hey, great way to spend an evening.
I was hugging my dog and crying gently into my dog.
Into your dog's beautiful marble cake fur.
Yes.
So what's your opinion, Victor, of Disney and Fox?
Oh my God, is it going to hurt the industry in many, many ways? So many people are going to lose their jobs.
But
No!
But Fantastic Four is coming back to Marvel.
No amount of X-Men and Avengers movies is going to make up for all of those poor VFX schlubs that are going to lose their jobs.
But an
Nobody
alien
is
queen
safe
is
from-
now a Disney princess. It's
So is
Nobody
Ripley.
safe.
Yeah,
Nobody
Ripley.
is safe from
Ripley.
the bottom to the top. There are executives that are going to lose their jobs. There are people in the bottom all the way to the interns.
Well, yeah, but the
interns
executives
that
can
lose their
afford
jobs.
to lose their jobs. P.S. Eat
Yes,
the
I
rich.
realize that.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
was
what
gonna
I'm
say,
saying is
if you're trying to
nobody
make
is
me
safe.
feel bad,
No, don't feel bad for the executives. Feel bad for all those VFX artists that don't get enough recognition as it is, and they're gonna just lose their jobs because Disney owns Pixar, and then they own everything else. It's just over. I'm hoping that there's I don't know, an injunction is put in or something to stop it.
I can't
Actually,
really.
what I hope is that what Disney does is just leaves Fox Entertainment to run essentially as its own property, because
Never
they've
gonna
already.
happen.
I
That's what they
know.
did. What are you talking about? Wait a minute. Lucas Art Films and Marvel function independently of Disney. They have their own little system.
Yeah.
They didn't They didn't knock out all the Marvel people and put in a bunch of Disney folks.
No, I'm
Like,
not
throughout.
saying that I'm not saying that the studios won't continue to be their own studios. I'm not saying that that's the case. What I'm saying is that a lot of the physical aspects of the studios, the lots, the staff, the people doing the grunt work, such as the VFX artists, the audio engineers, the grips, all the actual crew, the market is going to get a lot smaller.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think less shows are going to be produced?
Probably a little bit less, if I'm being honest.
I mean,
Probably a
we're
little
kind
bit
of
less
at
shows.
Well,
we're almost in a bubble right now of video content where
Yeah, I know,
I'm
and
not
saying
actually
that
sure.
less shows are going to be produced, I mean, I could be right simply due to the fact that it is a bubble that's starting to form. But
Yeah, most people assume that we're going to lose some channels and services soon, just because how can we have all this really expensive programming being made?
I'm thinking there's going to be another big strike. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I'm looking at a list of all of the shows that are made by Fox. To be perfectly honest, I think, looking at this list, I'm starting to think that maybe it's a good thing that they won't shoot as many shows.
That's true. I mean, really.
Do we
for
need
me,
more
it's not the
Family Guy?
shows.
Do we really need more fucking? I don't even recognize half of these. Do we need any more American Hell's Kitchen? So You Think You Can Dance, Hotel Hell,
Oh,
MasterChef.
Churba. Those
Oh,
are
actually
the
no.
ones that they
Keep MasterChef
absolute-
Junior. Get rid of shit MasterChef.
Yeah, sure, but the all those reality TV shows, those are the ones that Disney is going to keep 100%. What
Oh,
I'm
of course,
thinking
because
is-
they're cheap
yeah,
and they get
they're
ratings.
cheap and they make money hand over fist.
Fucking
What I'm-
hell. Monica just got angry with us.
Yeah, that's it.
She likes reality TV, guys. Run.
The run. Yeah, but they're cheap, then they make money hand over fist. What I'm worried about that's going to be lost is Fox's independent film labels, the small film film houses that they have. Those are the ones that I think are going to suffer and get hit.
What are some names that we might recognize? Because I can't think of any off the top of my head. So
Was Fox Searchlight Pictures
Yeah,
part of
Fox
the deal?
Searchlight, they're included.
Okay.
Yeah,
pretty much
Searchlight's
everything
gonna
but
be-
news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no news. News is not included in this. Fox Searchlight, Fox 2000, Zero Day Fox, 20th Century Fox Studios, not just Fox. Blue Sky, they're going to be hit. Fox Studios Australia.
Uh-oh.
Don't care.
So
I mean,
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of really good awards worthy films that are actually great and new and interesting and not just the perpetuation of a new brand of the same old brands. I'm seeing a lot of that going away too.
Let's see. Apparently, the Fox Studios Australia has one of the largest sound stages in the Southern Hemisphere, and it also includes Village Roadshow and Docklands, Melbourne.
wow.
Oh no, sorry,
Gary
those
Oldman?
are they don't include those. Those are just other big film studios in Australia. I was about to say I don't. That sounds a bit weird because could have sworn Village Roadshow was like buddy buddy with Warner, and yeah, they are. It's just the fucking Wikipedia entry is a little unclear.
I mean, if it continues to make money, Disney's going to continue to put it out.
Yeah, they're basically just going to do an EA, which is where they take over the studio and then just let it go and do its thing and fucking run along. And as long as it makes money, because the second it doesn't, they're going to cut its throat and dump it in a ditch.
Yep, that's pretty much how it works. So I mean, like, I don't know. It's not like Fox was any like bastion of like cool and innovative cinema. I mean, they're trying to make
Lego Batman movie.
Yeah, well, that was really
no,
good.
Obviously.
But I mean,
not
like
Fox proper. No.
Yeah, I mean, they're like Avatar 3, Avatar. I mean, they have what, 5 Avatar films coming out?
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's just for me the big problem that I have with it is that just how many people are just going to be losing their jobs. That's it.
Oh,
It's
hey, I just remembered.
A lot of crews just going to go. Yeah.
The Mad Max series is also Mad Max Fury Road at the very least is also a Fox picture.
Are you about to say that Furiosa is somehow a Disney princess now?
No, Max Rockatansky's a Disney princess.
Oh, okay.
Furiosa doesn't need to be no princess. She's a motherfucking warlord.
I mean, it's
the other side of this is that they may actually try to go with lower budgeted, lower budget. I mean, Get Out was a low budget film. Split was pretty low budget, Yeah. So.
Well, that does seem to be the trend in a lot of filmmaking nowadays, is heading towards that smaller budget, like still pretty high budget for, out of reach of regular people and a lot of smaller independent studios, but still much smaller than your traditional Hollywood blockbuster.
Well, I mean, yeah, all those studios are looking at Blumhouse Productions, and they're like, well, I mean, Blumhouse is who made Get Out. They made Insidious. They made The Purge, Paranormal Activity, The Gift. They made all those, low budget films.
They're the ones who... I forgot that they're the ones who make all of those...
Yeah.
Like, not just super cheap, but super shitty films.
They make... the Jason Blum's whole philosophy is that crank out as many films as fast as possible on limited budget. You cannot spend any more than what we originally agreed upon, and you gotta make a film. And so you get out, you crank out film after film after film after film, and then you're gonna eventually get films that are going to just make up all that money back and then some. So.
It's also why they make a hell of a lot of horror films, because in horror films you can get away without complex special effects by just not showing the monster.
Yep, it's
or good
so
actors.
cheap. Horror films are so cheap. Oh man.
In fact, you can count the amount of non-horror films that they've done on your hands without running out of enough fingers to hold a coffee cup.
Well, you really only need like one finger to hold a coffee cup, but...
Well, I was thinking more like in a way that you can drink from it, but...
They made Gem and the Holograms. Oh my god.
Oh, that was terrible. I mean, I wish that was actually kind of good, but it wasn't.
It didn't even make its budget back. That's god awful.
Yeah, but you know what? When you make like 500 cheap movies and you get like one Paranormal Activity or whatever that makes like 300 million, you pay for everything else.
Paranormal Activity was insane.
Those fucking Paranormal Activity films are so bad.
Yes, they are.
But you know what? They were really cheap.
Well, yeah, because your special effects budget can be hiring a guy to fucking sit under a bed and just kick it a few times while people fucking scream.
No. Guess what film they're making?
What?
Paranormal Activity 20-5 by this point. I don't know.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Nice.
Oh god.
I mean, it's kind of perfect, but okay.
At least there's a film where it's acceptable to have cheap jump scares.
Dude, you know
Yeah.
what? They should do it the Uwe Boll House on Haunted Hill way,
Oh,
where,
God.
where they just have like the video game jump scare stuff like pop out of them. Live action.
Oh, no.
Just be like, great.
Oh god, I actually really kind of want Five Nights at Freddy's as fucking filmed by Uwe Boll now. Like, have someone else write the script, but have Uwe Boll as the director, and like, it would be so good. And you just know that he'd get some fucking crazy Hollywood talent on it too, because for some reason, a lot of well, I know the reason. A lot of Hollywood actors really like the guy.
Yeah. I mean, House of the Dead wasn't terrible. Blood Rain was terrible, but
House of the Dead is actually a guilty pleasure movie for me because it has just so much bad, but it's bad in such like funny ways.
Really?
Oh, it's great. Bad.
Oh my god, they made a Far Cry movie? When
Yeah,
did they make a Far Cry movie?
They made a Blood Rain movie.
Oh, they made several Blood Rain movies.
Yeah.
It had literally nothing to do with Far Cry either.
Really?
Yeah, the film was just some gibberish, man, like with a couple of proper nouns from Far Cry thrown in.
Oh shit, he's still making movies.
Movie.
Yeah.
I was kind of curious. I figured maybe he had got drummed out of the
No.
industry at this point. But nope.
It did get a lot harder for him to make films after the German government closed the loophole that his investors used to use to get their money back in a fucking springtime for Hitler fucking kind of situation.
Springtime.
Yeah, what did he do? Postal or something? That was just ridiculous.
Oh yeah. He did
All of
Postal.
his films are
and
ridiculous.
then didn't he fight Sean Baby over that? Like, I don't just mean like on Twitter, I mean with his fists.
I don't remember. That would be something that would definitely catch my attention. I have no idea. Huh. What were we talking about?
We were talking about.
Oh
Disney
yeah,
and
he
Fox,
did.
But then
He did. But it wasn't just Sean Baby. He invited like a bunch of movie critics, including Richard Kianka from Something Awful, Jeff Snyder of Ain't It Cool News, Chris Alexander of Rue Morgue Radio and Magazine,
all right,
and Nelson Minter, a 17-year-old kid with a movie critique blog site.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice.
And he went and had a fucking boxing match with them, and I'm just like, well, I can understand Kianka, or the dude from Something Awful, Low Tax, I think, is that same guy, because like I'm pretty sure he was some sort of boxing guy as well. But then like half of these guys were just completely unprepared, and fucking Uwe Boll just beat the bejesus out of them. Like, why the fuck are you punching down on a 17-year-old blogger, dude? Because here's the thing. Uwe Boll, shit at films, actually a pretty good boxer, it turns out. Like, people were criticizing him. They were criticizing him after because they found out that, it turns out he actually nearly became a pro boxer.
Oh shit!
Oh my God.
I just logged onto the Hollywood Stock Exchange. I gotta sell all of my Last Jedi stocks. Shit.
And all of your bitcoins.
Oh man. There we go. There's that. That's done.
Okay, I
still have-
also have to give Wired credit because when they covered that whole boxing match back in 2006,
Oh my
their
God.
headline. Guess what their headline was?
Uwe Boll bowls over boxing. I don't know.
Nope.
Kill the kid.
Raging Bowl.
Raging Bull. Nice.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah, not too bad there.
Yeah. I still have Hollywood Stock Exchange stocks in Tron 3. Holding out hope.
I guess you missed that boat.
Yeah, good
No,
luck, buddy.
I'm holding out hope, man. I'm holding out hope.
Someday.
The stock has gone up. It's gone up since I bought in.
Yeah, so is Bitcoin.
Well, no, Bitcoin crashed badly.
Yeah, I know, because it always does.
It's so great. My dad's been thinking about, hey, how do you get into Bitcoin mining? I'm like, don't.
You're like, no, no.
Oh, no.
No.
Tell him, and this is absolutely true, by the way, that basically your options to make profit Bitcoin mining are to steal power to power it,
Yeah.
or pay someone else to do it. Preferably someone stupid.
Yeah, what I basically said was the only way to possibly make profit on Bitcoin at this point is to do it at an enormous scale. Because otherwise, it's just there's no point.
Like, there's a number of mining operations online where you can literally just buy fucking mining power.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Buy
well,
server
either time or mining power seems to be the two ways you can buy it. You can either buy it by how long, or how many gigahashes per second.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the way to go if you want to get into Bitcoin mining, because that's how they're doing it. Is they're basically just having you pay all of their costs to subsidize mining the Bitcoins. They're not even keeping the Bitcoins. All of their money is made selling idiots the Bitcoins.
Yep.
Oh my god, I don't even.
So we got
Just
one
stay
more
out of
thing
that.
on the docket for today, and it is oddly enough, well, perhaps in a weirdly connected way, Tencent. Tencent is the Chinese basically internet giant, and they have been doing something which, ScoJo, I know you've been hearing a lot of this word, this term over this past year. Fake news. They've had a huge fake news problem, and they have been putting a lot of resources into solving it. Basically, the issue they've been facing is that they have found out that through its WeChat messaging app, that they have been weeding out about 1.4 million untrue stories a day, which is about 15 per second, or about 1,000 per minute. So they have a gigantic fake news problem.
See, the only the only issue here is that it's the Chinese company, so
Yes.
you're kind of wondering what they consider to be fake news.
Yes, and I get that, but not all of them are, politically fake. They that many untrue stories. There has to be a decent chunk of it that are fake news in the sense that in the same way that we look at it. So, I mean, we know that Facebook is doing a similar thing. They're doing the Journalism Project, which is trying to do the same thing. So,
Yeah, but the problem is that nobody actually fucking trusts them to do it.
nobody trusts any of them, but maybe in aggregate,
Well, I mean, until you're going to go into people's email and stop them from getting like forward lists, you're really not going to stop the spread of fake news, because like sites and people are just going to spread it, personally, or on some new group that just pops up. I just don't, it's gonna be really hard.
Well, according to the company, among the blocked fake information on WeChat, with about 39% of them were tips to maintain a healthier body and lifestyle, and nearly a third of them had the word cancer in it. So this is apparently most of the misinformation was seen in topics such as healthcare, food safety, and odds and ends pieces, whatever that means.
Are you telling me they're blocking WebMD?
Here's an interesting little
telling
side
people
note.
that probably blocking the articles and emails telling people they need to get powdered rhino horn.
Yeah, I know, right? There you go.
Help with their virility.
Here's an interesting side note that relates directly to that. There are a couple of marketing services that actually collect those forward letters.
Really?
you know why they collect them? Like, they just have open anonymous boxes and, like, pass those names around on message boards and things to get people sending stuff to them.
Probably
You know
to see
why?
what sort of ideas are permeating through the zeitgeist.
No.
It's even worse. They want to collect those email addresses of the people forwarding so they can sell
He's
stuff.
fucking got it!
You know?
It's so they can
Perfect.
collect... They can collect those people, like, basically look them up and find out what they're about as a demographic by
that's
taking
clever.
the email and, like, looking it up, because a lot of people of the age who send those forwards don't really conceal themselves online very well.
No.
So, they now have a giant list of emails, demographic information, and...
And they're gullible, and...
Yeah, basically I was trying to...
Yeah, they're
trying to
suffering
think of
from early dementia, probably, at the same time, so they're
I was
critically
trying
impaired.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a polite way to say that they're gullible suckers. So
Yeah, that's it. That's probably about as pleasant.
I'm always
as you
worried
get with-
about the moment. Like, I'm always like, that's the one thing that always scares me, right? Like, is there, like, at what point am I going to shift from being like somebody who's I tend to be pretty cautious when I encounter things, to being like, oh yeah, here's my social security number.
Don't worry, ScoJo. We'll let you know.
yeah, I'll let you know right after you give me your social security number. It's a
I was
free
gonna say
test.
the same thing. Hey, ScoJo, by the way, what was your routing number again?
Let me put it up on the
I
internet.
need it for security reasons, you see.
Let's be honest though, like, it's unlikely that you'll actually become that kind of person simply because of the age that we grew up in.
Yeah.
In the age we grew up in, that stuff was already happening, so we know not to do it.
Yeah,
it's not. It's something we think about. It's something we just, like, already know, not done. There's
Yeah.
going to be some fucking scam coming down the pike that's going to catch us completely blindsided, and our kids are just going to be like, well, Kaylee is just going to be like, fucking
Oh,
old
Dad.
people,
Damn
man.
it.
Why are they so dumb?
Damn it! Dad got on the MMO virtual reality and got stuck in it again.
God damn
Someone
it!
took
Dad
away
keeps
your
buying
father's
loot.
menu.
Dad keeps buying loot boxes.
Oh, yeah, that's probably going to be it, though.
Probably. No, I figure I'll just go the opposite way. Like, instead of being more gullible, you'll just slowly withdraw from society and buy more, like, cameras and, like, guns or something.
Whoa,
Go into the woods.
ScoJo.
Wait,
that way
I'm
lies
what?
libertarianism.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that what you described is more just becoming the fucking Unabomber.
Well, you either become super gullible or you go super paranoid,
You either become a liberal hippie,
or you
live
you know,
long enough to see yourself become a libertarian.
or my diet
Oh.
of General Tso's chicken and pizza will get to me, and I won't get to that point.
Not
I
the
should
worst
note-
way to go.
I have a couple of libertarian friends, also who I know don't watch the show, so it's fine to say this. But there's a couple of libertarian friends of mine, and I am very carefully, and Victor probably knows how this feels, keeping them in the dark about how well I can shoot. Because I'm perfectly happy to let them believe that I'm an Australian who's never seen a gun and never held a gun and can't shoot because, fucking guns are banned here, don't you know, because oppressive governments and they've already said, oh yeah, when you come over here, we're going to fucking Americanize you, we're going to take you out to range and show you how to shoot guns, and I'm just like, oh. No, think less Idris Elba, more Jabba the Hutt. Oh yes.
No shoot the Wookiee.
Because they post their targets up on, and they post videos of themselves shooting. I am 100% sure that right now I could outshoot them drunk and blindfolded.
Drunk and blindfolded.
Ooh.
Well,
Nice.
I'd be blindfolded, not them, obviously.
Well,
That would be a bit
obviously,
pointless.
yeah, clearly.
I outshot you. Yeah, I guess. I don't know, I'm blindfolded, I can't tell.
Oh my.
Indeed.
Ugh.
So, this is gonna be the last show before Christmas. We gotta talk about one thing. We have to talk about.
It's also gonna be the last show after Christmas. We all quit. Fuck all y'all.
We're done. Fuck this shit, I'm out. But we gotta talk about what we always talk about coming around the holidays. What we're gonna put on the table. ScoJo, you got anything? You got any special food plans for the Christmas dinner?
Yeah, it's pretty basic. You know, like the ham and the I don't know, whatever.
It's pretty basic. Just pumpkin spice.
Yeah, just pumpkin spice everywhere. We don't do anything super extravagant, and plus now that like half the people that come are vegetarian and half the people that come are gluten free, like it's become more of a small plate exercise. Of like, all right, here's the ham, and here's the cheesy potatoes for the vegetarians, and then here's the.
It's a small plate artisanal experience.
All I know is I go through now a month of my mom complaining about all the different people that she has to cook for, like, and coming up with like some dish, and so she's just like, well, now everything has to be super basic. So I don't know. I don't got anything on that.
I think your mother would like me because my basic opinion of the whole thing is, what the fuck is a salad?
Yeah, we don't do anything super special. I mean, you know, just get together with family and some friends and have a Christmas Eve. And actually, because we didn't travel, we're not traveling for Christmas Day. We're not going to see the other family. This whole year has been like do not travel for holidays. So it's been really low key, which I've been enjoying. Actually,
you know what I just realized? I've eaten salads. I've made salads. I don't think I've ever actually ordered a salad from anywhere.
Really?
I've never actually bought a salad. I've always just made salads.
You never had a strawberry chicken salad?
No, and that sounds disgusting.
Oh no, it's actually pretty good. No, like a not chicken salad.
Dried cranberry and grilled chicken salad. You
know, cranberry. I thought you said strawberry for some reason.
Strawberries. There's like
he said strawberry. I'm saying cranberry.
Strawberries, but it usually has cranberries and like a vinaigrette, a raspberry vinaigrette.
Yeah, what the hell? Next time I'm making a chicken salad, I'll throw a couple of berries in there. You know, see how it goes.
Yeah.
There'll be a recipe for this shit somewhere.
Your
Victor, what do you
profile?
What do you eat?
Well, these past few years we've been doing it like kind of super big with family over and stuff, but this year it's just gonna be us. Not even my sister's coming over. So
what is up with this year and just people having very low key?
Yeah, I think it's been the Cheeto radiation that we've been suffering, but yeah, we're you know we got some spiral ham, you know pot roast, got some ribeye that we picked up on sale for a really good price, rice, that sort of thing. We have three meats.
I'm sorry, I was just imagining Harry Potter sending McGonagall like dozens of cat videos a day, just captioning all of them, "Is this you?"
Is this you?
McGonagall's like, "I'm a wizard that don't get email." I don't know why McGonagall has started sounding like Hagrid in her dotage, but you know.
I was just about to say. You're a wizard, Harry. Stop sending me cat macros.
Maybe Hagrid's the only one with an email account.
just so he can look at pictures of cats and animals on the internet.
He signed up to Gmail so that he could make an account on fucking Hot Giant Singles.
What about you, Churba? You guys going and barbecuing at the beach?
This year probably not. It's a bit tricky this year. My mother is out on a cruise.
Oh.
My sister is doing something with her quasi-boyfriend. It's family.
Quasi tossed in there. That's a great.
Well, I'm not going to air out anyone else's dirty laundry.
Yeah, no,
not my fucking business.
Not your business. Yeah, not yours, not ours.
Not on the internet.
As my dear, sweet grandmother used to say, mind your fucking business.
Your grandmother sounds like a class act.
But anyway, my grandmother is with my uncle's, like, his doing his Christmas thing up there, because she can't really travel down to Brisbane very easily, so she's having her Christmas up with him. And then my father is coming down and having Christmas lunch with a friend of ours down in Brisbane, and I'm going along to that, and so is my brother and everything else. But that's at someone's apartment rather than on the beach. So, I mean, we could go to the beach. It would be very easy. But we're not. And I wish we were, because now I have to leave the dog at home, because I can't take my giant-ass motherfucking dog into someone's apartment. If it was on the beach, I'd just bring the dog. She loves the beach. It's great. Except when you go swimming. Then she gets very angry at you when you swim.
Why?
I don't know.
You want to share the ocean, I guess.
Well, I got bad news for her. Have you ever seen a fish? But no, for some reason, like, she'll go out and swim just fine and paddle around and run about in the surf and everything else. If you go and swim, she sits there on the fucking beach and glares at you, and then will refuse to come near you or, like, be patted or anything. It's amazing.
Jay Bance is apparently going to have some goetta and eggs for Christmas.
I don't know what goetta is.
Goetta, and I looked this up because I didn't either, is apparently a meat and grain sausage or mush of German inspiration that is popular in the greater Cincinnati area.
I love a good German mush.
Yes, it is primarily composed of ground meat, pinhead oats, and spices. When cooked, it looks vaguely like a McDonald's hamburger. Yeah,
actually sounds pretty good.
Actually, that looks a lot like the sausages in the sausage, egg, and cheese from McDonald's. Maybe that's what that is. Huh.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I might actually see if there's a German butcher around here.
Yeah. Apparently his dad's from that area. So there you go. Yeah. All right. Well, then,
you
folks,
know what? Okay.
What?
No, I was gonna say. Have you heard of the Star Wars Forces of Destiny stuff?
Not a word of it. I have no idea.
I was.
No, but you said Destiny, so I'm interested.
No, it's a bunch of shorts online, and they made a toy figure, and it's all the women of Star Wars.
No.
So it's like these really great like figures of Leia and Rey and what's her face from Rogue One, and
I still haven't seen Rogue One.
No, really?
No, it's on Netflix. I gotta look it up.
I know, it's good. I really liked it.
This looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like 19 episodes.
Yeah, and the figures are really cool. Like, it's like Leia with like an Ewok, or Leia in her like New Hope outfit with R2. And I got them for my daughter because obviously I was like, hey, oh yes.
There we go.
I'm looking forward to trying to get my daughter to get like Star Wars. Gonna seed it.
You do that. Do that thing.
Trying to.
You know what this is like? This reminds me of the series that Disney ran for the women of the Justice League, basically like Supergirl and Batgirl and.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize they made little videos for that.
Yeah, they did. They made like 2 or 3, but looks like that. But it looks really cool.
Yeah, I'll have to check those out too.
Yeah.
And then show my daughter so that I can nerd her out.
Nerd. Make the daughter a nerd. Little nerdling.
She's been watching me
actually,
play,
come to think,
Super Mario Galaxy.
Come to think,
the overwhelming image that, well, only metaphorically comes to mind when it comes to people putting the words nerd and parent together is just someone like holding a child by the back of their head and like pushing them into a Star Wars poster going, like what I like what I like.
Clockwork oranging their children, basically.
I'm trying like really hard not to do that.
And yet,
I'm more like,
here,
here.
Kaylee, here are all these here are all these dolls
Here.
of Star Wars people.
They were $12. Here's the complete team of the Avengers. Go play with them. Here, look, here's Black Widow. You can be Black Widow. You can beat up these other Avengers, right? It's great. Oh, look, and a blanket. It's a Star Wars blanket. You want it, right?
10 years later, Kaylee is fiercely into lacrosse and nothing else. ScoJo's crying in the corner. Where did I go wrong?
Well, lacrosse.
Hey, lacrosse is badass.
That's not what I'm saying.
Actually, no. If she gets into lacrosse, I promise you, I will teach her how to play hurley. It's like lacrosse, but much more dangerous.
Great. I would not be upset with lacrosse. It would be like cheerleading. I'd be like, oh man.
Oh, cheerleading's fucking dangerous, man. It's fucking hardcore too.
Dangerous,
and it is hella difficult.
This would be something I would talk
about. This would be something I would talk about if we were doing a car episode. But a lot of people in Formula One, a lot of the management in Formula One were like, yeah, you know, why can't we have grid girls? Football games have cheerleaders. And I'm like, you fuckwits, they're not the same thing. They're not anywhere near the same thing. Cheerleading is an actual sport that takes a lot of skill. Grid girls are just girls standing vaguely in a grid.
I actually dated a girl for a while who was a grid girl very briefly. For the V8 supercars, not the F1. But
I feel like if you really want to do the cheerleading stuff, you just go into gymnastics. Like,
yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's where I would.
It's where you'll learn a lot of your foundational stuff.
Yeah.
Cheerleading is gymnastics plus publicity, is what it is.
Well, not really. Cheerleading is gymnastics plus, you know those circus skills classes that you do where you learn to, like, stand on other people, but not in either a kinky or a, like, you know, mean-spirited way?
I can honestly say I have no personal experience in that at all.
I have.
I have a lot of friends who do it, but there's a lot of circus school friends I have.
I never had the urge to get up and run away to the circus.
Yeah, I did that in school and for a little bit after, but I always ended up as one of the support people, never one of the flyers. Because it turns out there's very few people who can lift and balance someone who is like 97 kilos and like about 58 feet fucking long. I'm like the size of a Chrysler LeBaron.
All right, well, anyways, that is it. This is most likely going to be the last show for the year. So, from all of us here at FNPL and Acceptable Vices, since, let's be honest, they have essentially the same cast of characters, we wish you a very happy holidays and a joyous new year. And, wish you all the best of luck in the times to come. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night.
Also, everyone who died in the Battle of Hogwarts missed All-Star by Smash Mouth by 2 days.